think the way you were brought up was the greatest. And so you attempt to replicate it, or even worse, you attempt to improve on it. That's where you go really wrong as a parent. You think, my childhood was good, I'm going to make my kid's childhood perfect. That's when you really screw them up. Because perfect is not a good place to be for optimizing, the human instrument. Imperfect is where you want your kids to be. I always talk about this bracket of struggle. If you want to stay in the bracket. Not too much, not too little, and try and move the bracket up as high as you can. So the worst thing with kids is when you try and give them pleasure or problem solve or praise. Those are my 3 poison peas of being a parent.
Yeah, I have a friend, he grew up in not a very good environment, and he always says, I want to give my kid every experience in the world that I never had. And so what's happening, in my opinion, is this person is living vicariously through their child's childhood, like their own, and I don't think that's healthy. What it's doing is the child is now the center of the universe to everything around them. They're an only child. They have their parents just constantly doing things, constant vacations, constant gifts, constant everything, and it's not the fault of this guy. He's just doing his best and trying to figure it out, like all of us. I don't know all the answers either. But I do know one thing, that is not going to be a healthy way to raise this child. And it just creates no adversity. And so what happens, this kid goes out in the world, and when adversity comes, he's going to be looking for somebody to fix it. Whereas at least an imperfect childhood, it might not be great in some regards, but people learn how to cope with the real world. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. So how do we make sure that there's adversity built in to the child's life in a healthy way, not a unhealthy way? There's a balance there, and of course we're continually seeking it.